And from KQED News, I'm Natalia Navarro, and it's time for Right Now-ish.
Mic check, check one, check two. Are we here? All right, we're here right now-ish.
This week, Right Now-ish host Pendarvis Harshaw talks to Marsha Howard, a skateboarder who loves hitting up San Francisco skate parks and bombing its hills. Howard navigated the boys' club in skating, but created spaces for girls and other women. She was even a longtime employee at one of the top skateboarding magazines, Thrasher.
So how did you get started? What was your first skateboarding experience like?
I wanted a bike really bad. I was like 13 or 14. I grew up in the city. My mom was a single mother, so we really didn't have like money at all. We lived in shelters sometimes. Like we were just very, very low on the socioeconomic scale. There used to be this thing where St. Anthony's in San Francisco would have a bunch of toys that they would get for the kids at Christmas time, and then families would come wait in this super long line and, get toys to re-gift to their kids. One of the things my mom got was a skateboard from that line, and I was like, I didn't want a skateboard, I wanted a bike, but it was free, and, my mom's like, you're gonna get what I give you. I just started riding the skateboard around. At first, I was just kneeboarding it, like on my knees, just pushing around at like 13, 14, not looking cool at all. And then I made some friends at school. I was already into like punk music, so I was already kind of associated with a lot of the white kids in my middle school. So when they saw I had a skateboard, they were like, oh, you skateboard? Cool, let's do it. Like, you're part of the crew. So I just started hanging out with a bunch of little white dudes at the school. They were super nice. They would take me to the skate park.
So tell me, what was it like being one of the only girls around on a skateboard?
The only space for a woman in skateboarding back in my day was modeling. These were different times. Exploiting women was like, okay, or acceptable back then. And I didn't even realize I was being exploited because I was loving it. So it was fun for me. But I was very much like the sexy model girl who would be at like skate contests, passing out stickers and swag. So I had like a very small fan base within skateboarding, but it was mostly just horny boys that thought I was hot. It wasn't anything like, this girl rips.
When you found other women to skate with, how did that experience differ from skating with the boys?
I think the biggest difference was just like the vibe. When I started skating better with the boys, it was kind of like a little bit more competitive. And I could feel that vibe of like, okay, you're mad that I'm getting this trick, so let me stop. I feel like if I'm ripping too hard, then they're not going to want to hit me up to skate anymore, Because it's like, no, she's showing me up and she's a girl. Let's not even hit her up. So sometimes I did feel like I should just chill and I would just hang out and smoke weed or whatever, just because I don't want to like make it weird or have anybody questioning their manhood. But with the girls, it's like a whole different vibe. Nobody gives a if you're skating good, if you're skating bad. There is no skating good, skating bad. There's a lot of like collaboration. Everybody's teaching each other. There's a lot of learning from each other. So ever since I made my little group of friends, which isn't really that little, it's like a big group of like 30 women. I am very adamant about not skating with boys to the point where my friends are like annoyed at me for it. Like I'll ask them like, is there gonna be a dude there? Is it a girl sesh? And if it's not, I'm just not interested, just because I went so long without having any girls and having to skate with all these boys and like having them come, kill my vibe sometimes, that I'm just like, no, I don't have to do that. I have 30 other girls that I can hit up if you're skating with dudes today. It's cool. Ladies only. Because I've been deprived.
Given what you had to go through to get there, it makes sense.
That was Marsha Howard with Right Now-ish host Pendarvis Harshaw. Hear more on the Right Now-ish podcast. I'm Natalia Navarro, KQED News.